Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to today's masterclass. I'm just going to let everyone arrive. So get your pens and papers ready. You will want to be taking notes today. Maybe get a glass of water or a tea or something. And I am super excited to be here. I've been looking forward to this all day. So welcome, everybody. While you are arriving and settling in, why don't you pop a little introduction in the chat box, maybe where you're tuning in from, maybe your star sign, anything else you want to tell us. And I look forward to seeing where you guys are tuning in from. Me personally, I'm tuning in from Bali. It is dark outside already, so it's my nighttime. Welcome, Katie from Birmingham, hopefully soon in Bali. Yay! I love that everyone is making their way over to this side. We've got Jody from Warwickshire. I hope I'm pronouncing that okay, from the UK. Amazing. Oh, I love it. People so close. Yana is from London, soon in Egypt, and then Brazil. Oh, we've got some travelers in the house. Victoria's from Amsterdam, English and Scorpio. Beautiful. Hey, Lindsay, lovely to see you on a plane soon to Bali this Friday. Wow. Welcome, 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 everyone. So if you're just joining, pop in the chat box where you're tuning in from. And let's get started. Perfect. Hi, Nicola. Hi, Hannah. Hi, Lou. Hi, Mary. Welcome, Rachel and Daisy. Okay. So today is about creating your dream life, your dream business. We're going to get deep into all of the juicy details. Let me get my screen up with my presentation because I work better this way. Let me screen share. Okay, let's get Canva up. I don't know if you guys use Canva, but I love Canva and I do all my presentations inside here. So let's press present. And we will get cracking. Perfect. Give me a little yes if you can see my screen and it looks professional. Good. Sometimes I just get in and people are like, we can't see the screen. Like, oh dear. Okay, perfect. You can see the screen. Let's get into today's session. If you have to go at any point, there will be a recording at the end that I'll be sending out later today. And what else? Housekeeping wise, if you feel like tagging me on Instagram, I always love sharing the love with the masterclasses. So it's at Phoebe Greenacre. And they're going to be a Q&A little question and answer at the end, but feel free to ask questions throughout and I will check down to see if I have time to answer them. And yeah, let's get in. It would be great to know where you guys have come from. So how did you find out about the masterclass? Was it through Instagram? Was it through Facebook? Was it through a friend? Or maybe it was on, you clicked on an ad. Let me know in the comments where or how you came to be in this masterclass, because I find that really interesting to see. So we've got Instagram, an Instagram ad. Instagram is in, the podcast. Amazing. Love that, Jody. Instagram, amazing. Love it. A friend, perfect. Yeah, very, very interesting to see where it all comes from. So if you are new to me, new to my work, hello, I'm Phoebe. I currently am my co-founder of my own therapy and coaching business under the umbrella called Phoebe Greenacre. I also am the founder of the Self-Care Space, and I know some of my members are here today, which is my online portal for emotional well-being and healing. And I'm also the co-founder of activewear brand based in London called Silu. So that's kind of where I'm at. That's me in a nutshell. That's kind of like the professional thing that you would see on LinkedIn or what you would see on a CV. Not that I've made one for a very long time. So I thought I would give you a little insight into maybe what you don't see on LinkedIn or what you don't see on a CV. So I'm a manifesting generator in my human design. I'm not sure if you guys know about that, but I love that framework and I use it in my business coaching and just really to get to know myself better. In another lifetime, I did 15 years corporate marketing. I was a travel blogger. I went to 67 countries. I love traveling. That little kangaroo down there is my accent. I am from Australia. I love a good glass of Malbec. I teach yoga and meditation. That little photo up there of my activewear brand is, some Silu. And so, I just thought I'd give you a little, I'm a Pisces also. So just a little kind of into my realness of my real experience, my real human being. I don't want you to put me on a pedestal. I am just your average Australian 38-year-old girl. I still call myself a girl because I still feel really young, even though I'm 38. And just creating, continuing, growing, changing, evolving. I definitely don't have all the answers, but I'm here to share you so far what I have learned in my 38 years on this planet. And hopefully you take something away from that today. Maybe if it's just one thing that you take away that maybe changes your life or puts you on a different trajectory, that is my goal. That is what I love doing. I love sharing and I love being a catalyst for people's change. So here is just a few little brands that I've worked with, whether I've sold Silu into them, Soul Cycle, Selfridges, Equinox, being featured in mostly UK brand and UK publicists newspapers. I was on Channel 4 TV in the UK because I lived in the UK for 7 years before I was in Bali. So worked with loads of amazing brands and established kind of magazines you probably would recognize, Deliciously Ella, The Telegraph, Marie Claire, and super honored to have my work be recognized in those arenas. So today's class, we're going to get into what your dream life looks like, what your dream business looks like. We're going to get really specific. We're going to dive deep into your values because there's no point creating a dream business or a dream life that's not in alignment with your values. And that's why we're going to dive into living in alignment, how much a positive mindset can change literally how you feel and the energy and the magnetism that you attract to your life, making changes, and then the tools and the strategies I use in my business and how you can apply them to your life or to your dream business. Let me know if that sounds like a good plan. Just give me a little yes in the chat box. Give me a little yes if you're excited. Woohoo! Okay, so as I said, in another lifetime, I feel like I've had a few different lifetimes, but I did international business at university. I worked 4 jobs so that I could pay for that, pay for my university. I did loads of different marketing roles from then. I kind of decided to go through that marketing kind of journey, digital marketing, social media, and I was around when Facebook started. So I think it's like nearly 15 years, I think. And so I used to manage campaigns, $1 million campaigns, worked with like the first bloggers out there for some of our launch campaigns, worked for loads of different things. 2013, turned 29, hit my Saturn return, had a crazy breakup, hit rock bottom, quit my 9-to-5 and moved to London and started contracting over there. So I feel like that was like a really pivotal year for me. It was probably my darkest year, where I was broke, I was brokenhearted, I was about to turn 30, and I feel like society says that you should have all your shit together by the time you're 30. And I didn't. I was completely broken. So I started freelancing when I was in London. And then I started like really side hustling then. So I became a yoga teacher. I studied somatic therapy along the side of building Silu, the activewear brand. So I have been a side hustler my whole life from, I used to teach social media workshops on the weekend when I was in Sydney, and just always having a side hustle, because it kind of led me follow my passion. And then when I started making money from it, I was like, hang on, there's something here. So I am a big advocate for side hustling. 2020, the pandemic came. I founded the self-care space, and that opened up a whole new way of working for me and a whole new way of really living. 2021, I sold Silu, but I remain a minority shareholder, moved to Bali, and this is where we are today. So I wanted to give you a little bit of a backstory, because sometimes people look at where you are today and think, well, that seems so far away from where I am. And so I just wanted to give you a little bit of that. Well, it's like 20 years since I left university, so a long time ago. And then I just wanted to go a little bit into, it's never too late to learn something new. My mum retrained as a holistic coach, a health coach at 63. My ex-business partner has just started a 4-year university degree. She's got 4 kids. Like, I just want to let you know that if you are interested in something or you want to change your life, study something new, study something on the side, like make it happen, because there is a long time. Like, I'm 38 now. In 30 years time, I still hope at 68 that I am sharing my love for healing, for, I'm sure it may have like moved and changed since then, but like 68, my mom's 69 at the moment, and she still sees health clients at the moment. And I just am like, even at 38, I'm thinking about retraining in some neuroscience. Not going to be a neuroscientist, but I'm still just always curious of what is out there. So here's just a little snapshot, super snapshot. Uni, and then I went into project management. These are courses that I paid for and worked and did on the side. TV presenting, digital marketing course, yoga teaching, business coaching, embodied yoga, pregnancy yoga, somatic therapy, yin yoga training, somatic stress release, and I'm currently now in a black belt mastermind, which is more like a business kind of hub. So let me know in the comments if there's something that you are interested in at the moment and you have been thinking about retraining. It's always interesting to see. I just love learning, and I definitely don't like university learning. I definitely don't want to do a big 4-year degree. I like short courses. I learn something and then I implement it, and that works for me now. So I think I know the type of studying that I like to do. Victoria says, I'm retraining as a health coach at 42. Go you, go Victoria. That is amazing. Hats off to you. So you're never too old to start over. I'm a big believer in that. I moved to London with a one-way ticket at 30 and had to start completely over. Friendships, everything. Katie, I was a solicitor and left my full-time job last September, and I've been running a yoga business since. Amazing, Katie. I love that. Oh my God, so many of you are studying and wanting to do new things. This is a great place to be. You're in like-minded. Oh, so good. Hypnobirthing, amazing. Doula. I could sit here and read all of those things, but I will get sidetracked. Okay, let's get your pens and paper out. And we are going to, maybe it's just going to jot down with words. What does your dream business or your dream life look like? So things to think about. Where do you live? Where's your dream life? Where do you live in your dream life? Who is there with you? What do you do when you wake up in the morning in your dream life? What does your morning routine look like? I'm going to slow down so you can write these notes down, or maybe you're just going to write the prompts down and then maybe you can come back to it later. But how do you want to feel in your dream life? So you're kind of going through this like visualization. And you can even close your eyes if you just really want to go there in your body and go there in what you can visualize. What is it that you do in a day in your dream life? Are there children there or pets? What does your friendship circles look like? Do you have loads of friends? Do you have a really tight circle of friends? In your dream location, do you live in the mountains? Do you live in the beach? Do you live in the country you were born in? Do you live in somewhere more abroad? So when we're dreaming up our dream life, I want you to really detach from that's not possible for me. Oh, I won't dream too big because I'll never make that. Because when you put your mind to something and you put all of your energy and your resources, you can make anything happen. And that in itself is amazing and also scary. It's like, whoa, I can actually make anything happen that I want to. If you want it so bad, you can make it happen. But what actually happens is that people are scared of change, that people are scared of doing the hard things, of saying goodbye to their families and those type of things. So we often don't let ourselves dream. We don't let ourselves create our dream life. And in this last 2 years, I have consciously created my dream life, my dream business, my dream lifestyle, one step at a time, baby steps. And everything that I chose, every kind of partnership I did or any type of training I did, I would ask myself, is this going to get me closer to my dream life? And I'm pretty sure everyone here is wanting to create your dream life. If you're not and you're really happy where you are, then that is okay as well. Maybe you already have your dream life and that is amazing. But what I wanted to share with you today is that when you create your dream business, because that's what we're going to get into, sometimes people don't realize what comes along with that business. And so it may sound great on the outside. And when you start getting into it, you're like, well, actually, I don't like doing all these things. And I don't want to be, in this situation with this business. So this is why we're kind of creating and painting that big picture of what your dream life looks like. Let me know in the comments if what your dream life looks like excites you. Let me know, yes, it excites me. This is exciting. I want to put all my energy and my power and my resources towards creating this. Yeah, Hannah says exciting but scary. Yeah, it is. When you start to put things onto paper and you start to actually speak it out loud and tell your friends and share it with your family. There's always good and bad things about that. It depends on what type of families you have. I often have kept things to myself when I'm in that dreaming phase because I don't want anyone to put their scarcity mindset or their ideal of a dream is not what I have an ideal as a dream. So it kind of can put you off your dream. I love this. Exciting, buzzing, nerve-wracking. Yes, it excites me. I want to feel expansive and peaceful. Yeah. Expansiveness and peaceful are beautiful words. Yeah, absolutely. In my dream location already, just need to make the leap and plan for my dream business. Beautiful. You're in the right place. Does anyone need some more time to creating what your dream life looks like? I would suggest after this to make a clear board, whether it's in physical or digital, and get a photo of where you want to live. Get a photo of the house that you want to live in. Get a photo of if it includes a dream wedding or a dream man or a dream woman. Get a photo of two people that kind of look like you or your dream partner. Is there a dog there? Make that. And I would put that as your screensaver of your computer so that every time that you go onto it to do some work or watch Netflix, there are beautiful images of what your dream life is creating. Yes, Katie says, I love a good vision board. Yes. Gertu says that sometimes you need to focus you have too many ideas. Yeah, it's okay to have too many ideas. It is easier to bring a big idea or too many ideas down than to not have any idea and to kind of make that a big plan. So you'll work on it and you'll simmer it down. You'll simmer it down as we go through this process and as you kind of get closer onto why you want this dream life, and also why does it mean so much? Today is also a new moon, the best time for manifesting a dream life. You are correct. Okay, so next, maybe take a new sheet of paper or a new page on your computer, whatever you're doing to write it down. What does your dream business look like? What does your dream business look like? So you may want to ask the same thing. So where is the location? Maybe it is location independent, and we're going to talk about that today. Who do you work with? Do you work with loads of people? Are you a solo entrepreneur? Is it, do you have a team? Is it in real life? Is it online? What does that dream look like? Then I also want you to ask, how many days do you work a week? How many hours do you work a day? How many weeks do you work out of the month? How do you feel when you wake up every day knowing that you're working in this dream business that you've created? I hope you are busily writing down what that dream business looks like. I thought I wanted to have a huge international activewear brand, and I didn't realize that that came with factories and staff and shipping issues and HR and accounting and expenses and so many things, which on the outside I was like this, oh, it's so glamorous, you're in Selfridges, but really the day-to-day was spreadsheets and managing problems. I was like a firefighter in activewear, putting out the fires every single where in the business, when things went missing, when websites went down, when emails went out wrong. So I started to realize that that wasn't my dream anymore. And it's okay for your dreams to change. Once you try out a dream and you're like, it's not really feeling that good on. This definitely needs a change. This is too tight now. So now in Bali, I'm all by myself and it's just me. And I have my executive assistant, she's based in London. And I have a lovely lady that helps me with my Facebook ads or my Instagram ads. And that's it. There's just the three of us. And you know what? I love it. I have managed like 10, 15 people in a team. In my corporate days, I've managed like multiple freelancers and contractors in my like agency days. I've managed loads of people when I was running Silu. And now I love it that no one bothers me. No one asks me any questions. I just can do whatever I want to do. And no one's saying, you've got this on, or you need to come to this. And so this may not be your dream, but I just wanted to share with you my experience over the years of going from like so many people and managing so many things and again, this was startup life. So, I was hands in every single department. I was every single department, where now I love not having to talk to anyone, which was great. And not having to run team meetings and like energizing everyone for the week. We're going to have a great week. Sales are going to be great. That feels better for me now. And maybe that may change. Maybe I'll want more people again. But so when you're creating your dream life, and the reason why I wanted to share that little example with you is that sometimes creating a dream life doesn't always match up with your values or what you want your day-to-day life to look like. Okay, moving right along. So this is why we could start here. Like, this is what I want my dream life to be. I want to be teaching yoga in the mountains. Oh, I want to be running retreats. I want to be working on a laptop. Maybe you want to open a bakery. And so what I want you to understand is that what comes with that business, what comes along with running that type of business, so that when you're thinking of your dream business, what does that look like? And it may be totally, maybe you're a people person and you want a team, you want to feel supported, you want like other people's impact and that kind of thing. So write that down for your dream. My dream is not your dream, but you're welcome to have my dream if you want. We want to get clear on what is going to light you up for this next chapter. So one of my business coaching clients started my course last year, and she came in and she was like, okay, I want to open a yoga studio in Birmingham, and I want to have this room, and I want to have a co-working space, and I want to have a cafe attached. And I was like, this is amazing, so exciting. And I was like, tell me more, tell me more about this dream. And then we got into the nitty gritty of like what that may look like, what your day is going to look like. And I did this exercise with her. What's that day going to look like? Are you teaching the yoga classes? Who's doing the menu at the staff at the kitchen? Because in those startup times, unless you have like hundreds of thousands of dollars, often or not the founder is like operating as well. So when we got into the nitty gritty of what that looked like, we kind of made a little list. She was like, oh, actually, I don't want any of that. I don't want to be at the studio every morning at 6 a.m. for the 6 a.m. class or the 7 a.m. class. And I don't want to work weekends. No, I'm like, well, someone's going to have to teach those classes if you're thinking about budgeting. Long hours, early mornings. You got to do payroll, accounting, operations, expenses, budgets. Maybe this is something that you love, or you're partnering with someone that can help you with the parts that you don't want to lack. Because often or not, people come to me to get help because they're in a full-time job or they're in a career that they don't like. And so we definitely don't want to do like carbon copy what you don't like at the moment into this new role or into this new job or into this new career. So if anyone's thinking about starting a yoga studio with a cafe, I want you to go for it. I don't want this to deter you, but what I am going to be sharing with you today is all about my values of freedom. And something like this, a physical store or a physical place, doesn't give me freedom. So my body kind of contracts or retracts into itself like a little turtle head, like, nope, that's not for me. So I want you to recognize or just like take moments to realize what's happening in your body when I'm saying like managing teams or early mornings, late long shifts. See what happens in your body. If you like, yeah, I'm good with that, I'm okay with that, then realize what that's going to feel like when you're actually running the business. So this is why we start here. We start with your why. We start with your values. We start with the how, and then we start with the when. And once we get clear on that first box, then we can start what that dream business looks like. And then the dream business can then support the dream life. Katie says, I was chained to my desk as a lawyer, that having freedom of time and freedom of location is a huge win in my eyes. Yes, I am with you, Katie. No one likes being chained to a desk. It is not fun. I hated it. I did it for 10 years. Okay, so we're going to start with your why. Why do you want to create this dream business? Why do you want to create this dream life? Write it down. We want to get clear about your why, because I'm not saying that every day is hearts and rainbows and sunshine and palm trees, because there are days where you're going to be menstruating, you're going to be on your luteal phase, you're going to have a fight with your partner and things will feel harder, or you're going through a rough time in your life. So when you then go to create your dream business, you want to wake up every day with like, yes, this is why I'm doing this. This is my purpose. This is why I want to create this dream business. So you have direction, you have a little bit more of a connection to why you want to create your dream business. So you may have gone through PCOS and you've been told that you can never have kids, and you did 10 years of healing and a journey to finally get pregnant and have a child. And your why is so deep rooted in helping women that feel lost and helpless with being given a diagnosis and you can't have kids. So that may be your why. And that's why you get on Instagram, or that's why you write your emails each month, or that's why you create courses that help women, overcome the thing that you have gone through. So write those things down, or maybe, and you don't need to know your why right now. That is totally okay. That will come as you slowly move through this, chapter of curiosity. My why: I love helping people. I want people to feel more alive. I love sharing my gifts and experience. I want everyone to know that anything is possible. And I love helping women create their dream life. And I need to work in the spiritual realm to also feel fulfillment. So I could be teaching women how to build online businesses, but if there was no spiritual healing embodiment practices with it, I would feel very unfulfilled. So that's why I have to include that in my offerings. So let's get clear on what are your values. What are your values? So what is important to you? What do you want in life? What do you believe in? What do you put value on? What do you stand for? And what is a non-negotiable when you are creating, maybe it's a relationship, or when you're building a family, or building a house, or building a business? This is where I help my clients get clear on their values. Because if you create a business that is out of alignment with your values, then you may get to a point where you're like, this doesn't mean anything to me. I don't want to do this anymore. This is too hard, or it doesn't align with me. So an example is if you're into sustainability, but you work for a company that has no sustainable practices, or maybe you're really into health and wellness, but you work for a tobacco company and it's totally out of alignment, which then makes that corporate job or that corporate business even more painful. So why are your values important? When we're creating our dream business and our dream life, our values inform our thoughts, our words, and our actions. Our words, our thoughts, and our actions. So we need to get clear on what our values are. Maybe you're like, well, I don't know what my values are, but you do once you start diving deep into it. Maybe you go on a Tinder date and there's a guy and he smokes, and you're like, nope, goes against my values. I can't date you. So you maybe you've not pinpointed that is something that you value. You value a smoke-free environment, or you value dating someone that doesn't smoke. And this can go through all different things. Sometimes when you think about dating or a partner, your values come up. You're like, maybe you are religious, and that is a value, and you need to make sure that is ingrained in everything you do. And they also help us to create the future we want to experience. So maybe take some time now to write down your values, while I'll just share a little bit about mine. I always harp on about freedom and flexibility. I need to feel connected and have a community, which is why I love creating the self-care space. One of my values is health and wellness. Makes me feel good. It's part of my DNA. One of my values is authenticity. I can't do anything or, create things that are not when I'm not in integrity. So that is a huge value for me. Adventure and newness, everything I create, I want it to be an adventure. And I love trying new things and getting outside of my comfort zone. And then I also love sharing my message. And this is why I love my work so much, is that I get to help women by sharing my message. So you can have hundreds and thousands of values, but I would stay with start with 3. Maybe you add onto them, because when we start going and creating your business, you want to make sure that your business ticks all of these values. And so if you have 20, maybe a bit hard, but top line values to start with. So let me know if you have your values down, and I can continue on. And I would say after this session that you go back and you revisit your notes, and maybe you spend some more time. Maybe you meditate on it. Maybe you take a few days to really flesh out what your values are. And it's okay if you don't know, and it's okay if they change as well. So then we get to coming into living in alignment, and where are you now versus where you want to be. When we feel anxious, a lot of the times is that we are out of alignment with where we are and where we think or where we ought to be. So maybe you live in the city, but you desire to be in nature because being in nature is one of your top values. Maybe you work in an office, but you desire deep down that freedom and flexibility is something that you value so much. And why this makes, why it's important to live in alignment. And this is something that I've learned in the last 1.5 to 2 years, since I started saying yes to the things that light me up and started saying no or letting go of the things that no longer brought me alive. So stepping down from Silu as the co-founder and CEO was a huge, huge thing for me. But when that happened and I started saying yes to things that made me come alive, I started to live more in flow. Things flowed so easily. Things started becoming easier. Work didn't seem like work anymore. Life feels good most of the time. I feel fulfilled. You feel alive. Life just seems easier when I'm living in alignment. And this is not every single week and every single day. Sometimes, you can get off the track with your fitness. You can get off the track with, your focus in life, and you feel okay, I need to come back to my values. Life is too busy. What in my diary or what in my life doesn't feel good anymore? And then take a little bit of scale things back. These are a beautiful pause that you can come in and ask yourself, what doesn't feel in alignment anymore? And sometimes that might scare you, because I've been in relationships and been this isn't in alignment with me. We're going in different directions. It doesn't feel good. And then you're oh, I got to break up with him, or I got to, you got to then make the action. That can be the scary part. But when you notice that things are not in alignment, you don't like your job anymore, you don't like where you live, you think that, you need to restudy or do a new career, that's the catalyst point. You're yeah, I know, I need to change something. I know. And maybe you were already there, or maybe you're in that process. I can see by all of the things that your retraining is, it's time to scale everything back. And I'm not saying throw the baby out with the bathwater, but really look at your life and be okay, why is this so important to me? And why do I need to start over or change some things? And I just want to let you know that when you put your energy into what brings you into alignment, energy just flows. You'll feel more alive. Things will flow. It is a beautiful place to be in. Having, worked since I was 13 years old, doing so many different jobs and careers, that in these last 2 years, things just flow and it feels awesome. So why I'm sharing with you. So here is a little exercise you can do. Maybe get a new page, split down the middle. Where are you now? And where do you want to be? So these are just a few little random examples that I put up. Maybe you're living in London and you want to be living in Bali. Maybe you're working for company X insert name. Maybe you want to work completely for yourself. Maybe you feel stuck, confused, directionless, and maybe you want to feel more free or alive or fulfilled or in flow. Maybe you have money blockages and you're like, I can't do this because I can't afford it, or I can't do this. And there's this negative mindset around that next step or changing your life. And that's normal. We are all real taught to be wary and to be careful. The body doesn't like change. It likes doing the same thing. So when you suddenly have these thoughts of like, I'm going to change my whole entire life, the body can be like, what the fuck are you doing? This is not where you're supposed to be. You're 40 years old. You need to not do this. You need to stay in the safe space. So what we're going to work on a little bit is your mindset and your language when you start speaking out these words. And even if you don't speak it, even if you're thinking it, you're like, that's not going to happen for you. Your body hears that and the vibration is absorbed. So when you see a negative thought, you're like, I see you, negative thought, and I'm going to replace you with, I am working to my best potential to make changes in my life. See the negative thought, notice it, witness it, and then replace it with a new thought. So I like doing these, like where you are now, where do you want to be, a couple of times throughout the year to really see where that change needs to happen. Okay, what do you have to do to create your dream life and dream business? So often we get to a point where I can see loads of you ladies are already retraining, you're already quitting the 9 to 5. So maybe, what is it that you need to do to make these changes? Do you need to retrain? Do you need to restructure? Do you need to change jobs or change careers? Do you need to work on changing your mindset? So think about, or write down on your piece of paper what needs to change. And you can always come back to this. It may be that I really need to change where I live, or I really need to change my relationship. And sometimes those things can be quite shocking to yourself if you've not like consciously thought about it. Or you knew deep down in your body she was saying that, but you weren't listening. So what needs to change? And again, leaving the judgment behind. So not saying, oh, well, you can't change. You're not very good at changing. Like you don't have the setup to change. Please leave that behind. We're just going to get pen on paper so that you can kind of put all of your ideas, all of your brainstorm in this place, all of your energy there. Because I know if I can go back to my 29-year Saturn return, this place can feel really hard. It doesn't have to feel hard, but for me, I was in a dark place. It felt really lonely. None of my friends wanted to change. None of my friends were doing anything. They were all in the 9 to 5. So I felt very alone. I felt like I didn't know the way out. I didn't know what was my first step. And it was tough. I remember like sleeping on my sister's couch because obviously broken up with my boyfriend and have no money. Is not a great feeling at nearly 30. So if you're in a hard place, I just want to honor that and just know that it doesn't last forever. It won't last forever. If I look back now, that was like 8-9 years ago, and how hard it felt at that time. And I couldn't see the way out. And if I could go back and tell her, and if anyone's listening and everyone's in that place at the moment, that everything will work out, it's going to be okay. You just need to baby step your way out of this. Maybe it's just getting yourself to a yoga class. Maybe it's just doing something little for you that's going to make you feel good. And slowly baby step your way to metamorphosing, of recreating what it is that you want, consciously choosing the people you hang out with, the people that you surround yourself with, the things that you're spending your money on. And you want to be doing this in this next chapter because you're creating this chapter from blank. I think we go from school to university maybe, or straight to a job, and we kind of just like catapulted into the world. I mean, like, got to make money, got to get a good job, got to buy a car, got to you know, got to get married, got to have kids. And then you kind of get to a point in your life and you're like, what the fuck just happened? I never really planned any of that. I didn't really consciously create what my life was going to look like. So I want you on this next journey, this next chapter. Maybe you're at step 1, maybe you're at step 5, that consciously create this life with purpose and with direction, because you are the master. You are the person that's creating this. There is no one else but you. So you are the main girl in this movie. And so it is your choice and your decisions that are going to impact what happens for this next chapter. Before you bloom into the beautiful butterfly, where you feel alive and you're floaty and you're light, and you're feeling your best, living your best life. Yeah, I hear you guys in the comments saying that you are in this space before. You're in this like hard place, and you have moved house, ended my relationship. Now I need to leave the 9-to-5 job. Wow. Just want to honor that, Claire. Sometimes it all happens at once. And sometimes when you're in it, you're like, this is so fucking hard. Everything's falling apart. But it's also a beautiful gift to just be able to clean the slate and start from scratch completely. So yeah, I just want to honor you ladies that are going through that hard time, that I have been there and I know what that feels like. Loving all the supportive comments. Okay, so it's time to flip your mindset. And this is where we get into, this can happen for you. I was in my 9-to-5. I was broke. I didn't know the way out. I didn't know. I was stuck. And so I'm here on the other side. Again, I'm not saying I know everything about creating your dream life, but I have created a chapter which I'm really enjoying. And I want you to know that this is possible for you. You can make it happen. And there is another way that we haven't been taught. So we've taught to kind of go to uni, we have like maybe uni debt, and then we get to another job, and then we maybe buy a house, and we just continuously in this, I need to earn more to then pay my rent or to pay my mortgage. I need to earn more, and just like this continuous like matrix of being chained to our desks and not being happy and not being fulfilled. So this is where I want you to, again, let's put another piece of paper, negative thought with a positive thought. And these are some examples of negative thoughts that can come up. It's not possible for me because my mum and dad didn't have money. I didn't know my dad. This is me speaking. And so it wasn't possible for me to think that I could have anything except for like the normal or like the average life. And then the positive thought is anything is possible when I put my mind to it. Anything is possible. Another negative thought is it's too hard to change. And it can be hard to change. I'm not putting any wool over your eyes. It is hard to change. I have done a lot of hard work, personal, inner work, outer work. But the positive thought is changing my life is easy when I know my why. When you know your why, then changing your life is easy. Negative thought, I don't have enough money. And I hear so much of that. I don't have enough money. I can't afford this, or I just don't, I can't afford it. And I get it. But we are all spending money every single day. And I have been in that place where I was living on my sister's couch and I couldn't afford groceries because I didn't have a job. And so I would make every single meal at home. I was on the rice and beans, and, I wasn't buying fancy coconut yogurt and wasn't, buying expensive meat or anything like that. And what I like to shift the positive thought was that once I did start earning money, that the things that I was spending money on was like maybe a yoga class, or maybe it was, I stopped going from a 6-figure salary in marketing role. I was buying fancy clothes and going out to fancy dinners and going to brunch on the weekends. But all the money I was earning, I was spending all, every single week or every single paycheck, or I was going on fancy holidays. So The positive thought is I prioritize my spendings so I can afford the steps to my dream life. And when you flip that, then all of a sudden your daily coffee or like £3, £4, whatever you're, if you're in London, they can be expensive. That adds up over the year. Maybe it's your going to a fancy brunch or a fancy dinner every weekend. That adds up. If you start to calculate it, that adds up. So the positive thought is I prioritize my spendings so I can afford the steps to my dream life. And then the last one is the negative thought. I'm not good enough at insert anything. And the positive thought is when I put my mind to something, I can do anything. I have seen so many women come into my business program or my one-to-ones, and they just don't think that they're good enough. And I have helped them reframe their mindset so that when they put their mind to something and their energy and they put their time, that they can master anything. And you can. You really can. So how to make it happen. I want to show you how I've made this happen. It doesn't have to be hard, but I have had to make sacrifices to get here. So I just want to be super upfront with that. So let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's talk about money. And no one likes to talk about money. I think I have a lot of planets in the 8th house, which is talking about sex, money, orgasms, all of those type of things that people don't like talking about, and they get awkward. I don't mind. So this is how I make money. I make money with digital products, so selling meditations, yoga classes. I sell my business coaching services and my somatics therapy services, one-to-one Zoom sessions. I have my membership, the self-care space. I have online courses that I've already launched, but I still sell them as evergreen. I have affiliates, partnerships, corporate sessions, loads of different ways. So I just wanted to be completely open that when you have an online business like mine, you don't just have to have one thing, like just one-to-one sessions. So this is kind of spreads out. So sometimes, I have monthly recurring revenue that comes in, and then maybe some months I have more people sign up to my course, or sometimes I have less one-to-ones. It kind of all evens out, which is great. So I kind of wanted to share that with you if you're thinking about starting your service-based business, that there is so many different things that you can create to create money in your business. So I started really simple and I had to let go of perfection. I was super messy when I started. I started with a £5 meditation for sleep, which was for 30 minutes. Maybe one of you guys out there did buy it back in lockdown back in 2020. I've now sold more than 1,000 of them. So I've made £5,000 from about an hour's work that I did. So that just keeps on selling, which is great. It was not perfect. It was like, here, put £10 into my PayPal account and I will send you an email with the link. It was so not perfect. It was so not automated. But from there, I started. And I built from there what was a 7-day meditation program. And then next was a workshop. The next was a membership. The next was a course. The next was high level ticket coaching. And so I just want to let you know that I didn't just wake up and end up here in Bali, that it was really messy at the beginning and it wasn't perfect. And I was making it up. I was making up yes, I do this service. And then I would put it here. Someone would send me an email and be like, do you do this corporate service? I'm like, yeah, I do that. And then figure out how to do it. So I know people don't like the fake it till you make it. I definitely don't think you should be faking it, but I always say yes. And then I just figure it out after. I'm like, yeah, I can do that. And just figure it out. I think Steve Jobs or Richard Branson, he always would say yes to an opportunity and then figure it out after. So you don't need to know how to do everything. You don't need to have everything all swish and professional looking. So one thing that has made it crazily amazing for me is automated systems. This has given me freedom. This means that I can create something, set it up online, put the payment link there, and then I can forget about it. And then I wake up with money in my account, which is great. This is what we want. This is what freedom means. I can be out going and playing tennis or going on surf, and I can come back and be like, oh, someone bought my course today, which is amazing. Or someone signed up to the self-care space, which is amazing. My meditations are all inside the self-care space, what platform? The platform is Uscreen. I'm going to send a link out after this recorded, and it'll have a Uscreen link in there as well. And then that is, yes, you can check that out. Okay, so here's an example of like one of my sessions in my business course. I talk about automations and how to set them up, how to link them. So this is an example of a meditation automation. So what I do is I record the meditation and I add it to a website, and then I speak about it on on my newsletter or on Instagram, and then I link it to my website. I get the purchase link. I have this little linking app that links the purchase link with the newsletter platform. And then when someone buys it, they get the email and then they download it from the G Drive or wherever it's stored. And then that's kind of the flow. So that's kind of like very tech, but automations have made like my life completely change. And it means that I don't have to work as much, but I can still make money. And this is one, like there's a whole module on automations and making money while you sleep in my business course. So if that's something you're like, yes, I need more of this, stay tuned. And I just wanted to give you a little income journey, because when I was in London, I was earning around £3,000 per month. I think that was before tax. And it was a full-time job, full-time contract, moved to London. So that was 2014. 2019 was around 5K per month. I was building Silu, was teaching in studios. I had private clients. I was coaching, collaborations, events, like so much stuff. I was so busy and exhausted. And now 2022 averages around 20K a month. And this is with all of the things that I now offer. But I work half or less than half of the time that I did in 2019 and in 2014. So it is crazy what you can do when you can create an online business that's linked with my values of freedom and flexibility, community, connection, because everything now is so much easier. So I just wanted to be really open with you about that, because sometimes people are very like hidden with all the money stuff, but I'm like, this is what it looks like. And sometimes it's not 20K, sometimes it's lower, sometimes it's higher. Sometimes I've had like 50K launches, and that is crazy. And I didn't think that was possible for me. So I just want to let you know out there, it's possible for you. It is totally possible. You're so welcome. I love being transparent, because when I go to masterclass, I was like, I just want to know, tell me the details. Okay, so let me know if this is resonating with you. Just give me a little yes. And this is, I know we've already been here for an hour. I'm going to kind of wrap it up now. Baby step your way to your dream life. You don't need to like quit your job, break up with a boyfriend, move to Bali and be like, this is how I kind of baby stepped. I started with my free classes, then I went to paid classes, then I went to digital downloads, then I had the idea for the membership, and I spent the entire month filming and building the membership. Then I launched the self-care space, created my first workshop, sold my first business course, moved to Kenya, moved to Bali. So that was kind of like my baby stepping. So dreams don't happen overnight. If anyone says you're an overnight success, it's because they haven't seen what you've done the last 15 years. And so in London, I was creating, it took 7 years to get to my dream life. And I don't want you to take that long. I want you to be up and running faster. And that's why people want to work with coaches or work with programs, because you can get to your goals faster. So just a really quick recap. Get to know your why. Get to know your values. Get to know your what. What is it that you're going to do? What is it you're going to offer? What is it going to retrain? What are those changes? Get to know your who. Like, who are you going to help? Who are you passionately, like, so fired up to help? Know your where. Where do you want to be? Where do you want to live? And then know your how. How are you going to make all of that happen? Which is where I can come in. And then also what needs to change. And when is this a now thing for you? Is this like, so like, I need to do this now? I don't want to be here in 1 year's time. I don't want to be here in the same place, unhappy. I want to be 1 year closer to my dream or living my dream life. And I love this quote from Howard Thurman. It says, don't ask what the world needs, ask what makes you come alive and go do it. Because the world needs is people who have come alive. We don't need more lawyers. We don't need more accountants. If you love being a lawyer and you're alive, then that is amazing. So just remember, follow your heart, follow your passion, do something that makes you come alive, or follow those breadcrumbs to what makes you come alive. So if you're ready, you want to close your eyes and just take a moment to take a little pause. See what's kind of sizzling in your body at the moment. Do you feel alive? Do you feel excited? Are you a little bit scared? Just like really embody those emotions that you're feeling. This is the catalyst. This is the point where you consciously choose, yes, I am going to make this happen. Maybe repeat that to yourself. I am going to make this dream life happen. I am going to do whatever it takes to get me there. And allow that, like those vibrations of that energy, of that excitement, to really be absorbed into your body. Then take a nice, big, deep inhale through the nose, filling up the tummy, filling up the lungs, and a nice big sigh out. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. And I'm just going to put a little pause here. If you have gotten everything that you need and you don't want to hear any about the how, you're welcome to leave, say goodbye. That is so fine. But if you are ready for some continued support, I would love, 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 love to tell you about the Consciously Alive CEO, what it is, why I've created it, and how it can help you with your how. So it is a 12-week program to help you build, expand, and create your online business. We cover inside so many different things. It's like what some of my clients have called it a mini MBA, because we teach them literally how to build a business in 12 weeks. We have digital marketing, websites, branding, passive incomes, launch strategies, public relations, social media, all of the tech, all of the automations, all of the how to create an online platform, courses, so much goodness. It is like doing a little business MBA in a very short amount of time. You get the skills and the strategy. You get the energy and the healing, because it wouldn't be a course for me if it didn't have that in it. You get daily support and guidance. And you get real life examples, because I've not only created a product business, I've created a membership, I've created loads of different businesses. So you get real life examples of how to actually make it work and make it happen. What makes this course special or different to maybe another business course out there is that along the whole strategy side, like getting to know who you want to help, getting to know your niche, your like launch strategies, all of that kind of stuff, we also do chakra healing journey. We also do a lot more mindset shifts like we did today, like the positive and the negative. We find out what your human design is, and you apply that energy type to your business, creating your dream business. We also look at cyclical living, so planning your period around your business and how you can use your energy of your ovulation. I'm using my ovulation energy right now to really pump up your business. And then when you're in your luteal phase, that's when you kind of taper back from your business and do maybe some back-end admin stuff. And we also talk about the feminine and masculine. You get a membership to the self-care space for the 3 months. So it is a healing journey, an inward journey, as well as an outward creation journey. So what is included? You get 12 pre-recorded workshops, and they're all studying your own time. About 1 to 2 hours a week, you need to commit to it. You have 10 live coaching calls, and we meet every second Saturday for the UK time zone, or every second Tuesday at 8 p.m. for the US. There's in-depth strategy workbooks, And then there's also somatic therapy healing workbooks, and there's the Facebook group. And you get to answer all your questions and struggles in between. So this is kind of what an example of the module looks like. You get the module, you get the workbook, you get the somatic therapy journaling, you get a self-care space prescription that links in with the chakra work that you're doing, and then the fortnightly call. Some client examples, and I'm going to play a few little testimonials here. I have helped people go from school teacher to women's period coach, from an office admin to virtual assistant business, from a psychologist to the founder of a menopauseology for people going through menopause or perimenopause. Carly, investment banker to an activewear brand and mental health company. Eleanor, from an in-house graphic designer to her own graphic design company. Helen is a school teacher, and also now she's a mindset coach. Office admin, Karina, and now yoga teacher and relaxation guide. So just to give you a little example of like who comes and does this type of work. Here's Helen. You can't hear. That's interesting. Can't hear. Oh, sorry, guys. When I recorded it, you could hear. Okay. This is going to throw a little spanner in the works, so we're just going to roll with it. This is why I made some notes underneath here. So Helen was actually on the Consciously Alive podcast last week, so you can hear her whole story. We talk about how she went from school teacher salary to doubling her income in the first 4 months. How she went from being in a really dark place and not liking driving to work at 7 a.m. in dark in the UK, to leaving her 9 to 5 and absolutely loving what she does now. She launched her business in March, and it's only June now, and she's already doubled her income. And she launched with 10 clients, and then she also launched a group program shortly after and got 6 new clients. So she started from 0. And I think she messaged me this week going, I hit my first 1,000 followers. And she's like, and I've already doubled my income. Like, and the podcast goes into it much more. But Helen is, yeah, she was scared about going on Instagram stories. She was like, I can't do it, Phoebe. I just can't get on there. She's on there every day now. And I'm like, look at you go. And so, yeah, listen to her. I'm sorry that you can't hear the sound, but we'll go on to the next person, and you're not going to be able to hear the sound either, which sucks. I wish I knew how to do that, but that will be for the next masterclass. Okay, so here's Jenny. She used to be a communications director for like 20 years, and now she's a career and confidence coach. She actually left her job. She actually left her job before starting the course, and she kind of maybe jumped too soon, or I think she was made redundant. She was like, I have no idea how to build this business. So she came, and she'd already retrained as a coach, but she had no idea how to do all the business sides of things. So helped her build her client offering, helped her launch her group program, got clearer on all the tech and all the automations, and helped like transitioned from the 9 to 5 kind of, I suppose, structure that we've used to, and allowed, or maybe, I can, yeah. Anyways, I'm just going to keep going. So she felt supported in the transition from 9 to 5. These are all on my Instagram. I can send it to anyone if wants to go and check them out. So that's Jenny. Jenny's in London. Last but not least, this is Danielle. So Danielle already had a yoga business. She was, I suppose, a teacher in studios in London. And she did not know, like all throughout lockdown, I was like, Danielle, like, I love your classes. You need to do online. You need to like create something online. I love your classes. Like, you should do it. She's like, no, I can't do it. It's too scary. I don't want to do online. I hate Zoom, all of this kind of stuff. She now lives between Dubai and Portugal and London, and she shows up online every day. She creates the most beautiful online offerings, and she now is a yoga coach for yoga teachers and helping them get really clear on their niche and build a business that doesn't need to be in a yoga studio every single day. Oh, Katie, you follow Danielle. Amazing. Yeah. And she is so, like, she did my course 1 year ago, and she has just completely blossomed and completely come out of her shell. And again, she messages me going, it's possible. I'm living like a broad life and in sunshine, and, and that just makes me so happy. She got clear on who she wanted to help. Her Instagram name is Danielle Wills with 3 L's. There we go. Katie's got it there. So she built the confidence that she needed to make that jump. So this is the community. These are just some of the women that have done the course, and they are all inside the Facebook group. When you join, you don't only have me as answering all of your questions and your pieces of advice, you have all of the women in the community. And I was so, so thrilled that when I went to London, I got to meet some of the ladies, and they've now connected. They go for co-working dates and they meet up, and it's just amazing. So when you join the course, you actually get a buddy that you get to chat with throughout the weeks and throughout the course so that you keep on track. And this is just amazing. I made this this week, and I was like, wow, I have helped so many women create what it looks like for them, completely individual for their dream life. Okay. That's enough. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the details. We start 9th of July, and it's every second Saturday at 9 a.m. for the UK. And then the US, that should say US, is 19th of July, Tuesday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. There's a live component as well as self-study. And can you invest £47 per week for your dream? And you get 12 months access. So why me? Again, you need to ask yourself that question. I have 15 years plus experience, real life experience, emotional therapy support as well with the somatic therapy. Some of the ladies come to the calls crying, and that is okay because I hold space for that. I've lived and breathed business, and I've built international brands and sold one as well. But you need to ask yourself, is this the person that I want to work with? You need to feel connected to my energy, and I want it to be a hell yes energy from you. And anyways, this is the invitation. These are all the different payment options. There is the pay in full. If you're paying full, you get bonus calls. There's a 6 monthly payment option or a 12 monthly payment option. So they're all the different payment options. I have made it quite affordable for the 12-month option. I actually took that off because a lot of people was giving me advice that I shouldn't have 12-month payment plans, but me personally, I've always taken the longest payment plan to make things affordable. So they're all the different invitations. Today's bonus, if you sign up today, you get a one-to-one coaching session with me, which is normally not sold separately, but it's valued at £750. You also get £1,000 worth of extra calls, so on top of the calls that you already get. And so the value is a bonus £1,750, which is a bonus that you get if you sign up today. So there's only 5 of those on offer. So if 20 people sign up today, I am not giving away 20 one-to-ones. It's only the first 5. So I am going to put into the chat box the payment links. These are all of the payment links. There's pay in full, 6 months and 12 months. These end in 48 hours or sooner. If normally they get sold out in the first 24 hours. So are you ready to stop procrastinating, get clear on where to start, learn new tools and strategies, feel supported and guided through this journey, and get a whole community of cheerleaders, of women that are doing this course and that have done this course to make your dream life happen? Is it a hell yes energy? I only work with people that are hell yes energy. Otherwise, it's just not worth my time or your time. So I am going to open it up to any questions that you have, and I will answer them. Thank you so much for making it to the end. I went over. I think I got a bit excited. I added many more slides in there, but I wanted to make it full of juiciness, full of realness, and yeah, let me know if you enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions. It can be about anything. I am an open book. Or you can forever hold your peace and take some water while we're waiting. I know a load of the women in the group have that they're so happy to talk about their process and about their journey. So if you want to speak to any of them, I can. A lot of them are tagged in like my business Instagram post, but I can also send them your accounts, and they are always willing to chat with you and to share what it's like to be in the container. Rachel, how often do I run the course? I run it every 3 to 4 months. I'm starting to plan a family this year, so that may change. So I just say that I'm starting a new one, and I don't know if there'll be a new one after it, but that's how we're rolling. We're kind of going with the flow and going with, yeah, just what feels good. I'm glad you're feeling energized now, Jen. Such a helpful class. You are so welcome. So this will be, I'm going to send out the recording once I get that all up in the tech space world. And again, if you have any questions today, tomorrow, come and give me a little voice note on Instagram. I'm also doing 15-minute discovery calls. So if you want to have a one-to-one chat and be like, this is what I'm thinking, do you think it's a good course for me? Then again, send me a voice note, or you can book into my diary for free. Yeah, that is it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. If anyone has a friend that you want to send this to, then feel free to send the masterclass over. It will be up for 48 hours. So lots of love to you. And yeah, don't be shy. Say hi on Instagram. Say like, thanks for coming. Like, thanks, I enjoyed it. Or, you know, I just love meeting real life humans. And if you come to Bali, say hi as well. Send me a DM. Thanks so much, guys. Have a good day. Bye.